Good morning and happy Boxing Day! So today, what am I doing today? Today, I am going to make a feast fit for a beast. How does that sound? Yes, a feast fit for a beast. Basically, I've got my son, my son-in-law, my son-in-law's brother. They all eat. They've got very hollow legs. So it is my turn to host, and I thought I'd take you along for the journey. I am hosting Boxing Day. Now, for food today, I'm going to keep it really, really simple. And I have bought a piece of ham from Tesco's. Anyway, before I go any further, I really want to say thank you to Judi and to Jane for their really generous gifts of coffee at Christmas. That is so kind, and as I've always say, I like to try and put the money back into my channel to try and improve my content. It's a long journey, it's a big learning curve setting up a YouTube channel, and I'm doing my best. And if you've watched me and enjoyed me over Vlogmas, thank you so much. I've had some lovely messages. I had a message from one lady, hold on a minute, let me just... Right, Carol messaged me on, you might have seen it in the comments, for the 24th, and the 23rd and 24th vlog, asking me, were the dogs unwell after eating day 24 of the advent calendar from Beyond the Pink Door? They didn't eat it all because I found 1.5. And the dog that I expect has eaten them is the one you can hear chewing a bone behind me. I've decided she has a cast iron stomach. And rather than rushing off to the vet, I thought I'm going to keep an eye on her because it was the weekend. And she was absolutely fine. And I did own up to the vet and said she ate a truffle and a half. And the vet said, she'll be fine. And she is. It was a month ago, so I've still got her. And I will be making today a chocolate roulade. The aim is to get as much of the cooking and stuff done this morning, walk the dogs, and maybe I'll get a little bit more time to work on my orchid dress this afternoon. I'm not rushing it. I'm really enjoying making this dress, and I've decided that I want to get it done properly, and I want to take my time, and I want to do really nice top stitching and open up the seams and iron them. And I have been using my tailor's clapper. Oh, and on the subject of, I had some lovely comments about my brother. Thank you so much for all those beautiful comments. The chopping board that I showed you, I'll put a picture in again here, he has given to his daughter for Christmas. I will be having one. He is looking into making me spool holders. I've just got to give him the dimensions, and then I thought, let's be really cheeky and see if I can fit it in a Kallax cupboard. Well, it challenges him, doesn't it? But I am really super proud of my brother taking this on, because things aren't easy for him because he has got Parkinson's and he has to juggle his time in his workshop. It's not a man cave, it's a workshop, I've been told, but he's terribly excited about it. Hannah came on Christmas Eve. But what you didn't see was when Hannah walked through the door, I was talking to Simon on FaceTime, and she just whipped the phone from me, and she had a little half an hour chat with her uncle before I got the phone back, which is lovely. I mean, I do hope that your families have really good, happy relations like that too. So let's get this first part of my meal cooked, and then let's just get on and see where we go from here. Okay, here goes. I'm going to try and video some cookery for you. So I'm just going to tip the camera down so you can see what I'm doing. So here I've got a baking tray lined with greaseproof paper. It's greased at the bottom, and then on the top, just before I put the cake in it, I'm going to just spray a little bit more of spray. In the bowl here, I've got 8 egg yolks and 225 grams of caster sugar. In the bowl here, I have got 8 egg whites, which I need to whisk. On the cooker, I have got 225 grams of dark chocolate now. So here I have to whisk these up so that they go a lovely creamy colour. And the egg whites I need to put inside my KitchenAid. Right, so the next thing is to put the chocolate from this bowl here into this bowl here. And what you can't see is underneath me, I've got Maggie, who seems to think that she too likes Bourneville chocolate. But we all know about dogs and chocolate. going to leave, don't want to put that in just yet. Just going to pop it here. I don't like a dirty work surface when I'm cooking. I like everything to be nice and clean. Please excuse coughing in the background. I'll blame the asthma gene for that. So I'm going to mix this chocolate in here. And what I do is, because this mixture is now really, really thick, and before I start folding it in with the big spoon, we have to put the egg white into here, and you put it in a little bit at a time, literally just a little bit at a time, and you break it up. Now this is where I start my breaking up with the balloon whisk. So I've not made any of these for years, and I've made 2 in 2 days. I did the other one on Christmas Eve. There we go. I will put the link to the cookery book that I've used in the description box below. So give it a wobble, give it a knock, and turn the camera up to show everybody where my oven is. There we go. And here we go. It's very bake-off here. I'm also very hot in my kitchen. Right, I've taken it out of the oven. It has had its 25 minutes, and I've cooked it in a fan oven at 165 degrees, and it has to have this like firm top. And then you have to cool it, but you cannot let it get dry. So I am resting on here 2 cooling racks. So the cooling racks, I don't mind them touching it, but then you wrap it in a damp paper towel, a damp tea towel. So I'm going to put 1 tea towel this way, and it's still on its cooling rack underneath. It goes cool very, very quickly. Now, it does say in the Mary Berry book, you remove it from the oven, leave it in the tin, place a cooling rack over the top, place damp tea towel on top of the rack, place the whole thing in a plastic bag and leave for several hours or overnight in a cool place. When it's cooled down, I am probably going to go and put it in my spare bedroom, which is quite cold, and it will be ready for rolling this evening. You're getting a drink, are you? You're getting a drink. Can I have one too?
Yeah, there you go.
Happy Boxing Day.
Cheers.
Cheers. This is Rachel.
Hello.
The daughter-in-law.
Bye.
We don't need. I'm wondering what that barcode was. Right, Rachel and I have had some alcohol. So what we do is we turn it over like so, and it comes out. Then we take off this bit here. Now I have whisked up the cream. Here is the cream, all whisked up nicely. Be ready. Rachel's gone. Oh, Rachel, look at this. Now, look at this. What you do with them is, you're going to hold the book over. it should have little gaps like this on it. But here's the book. There's the book. And there's mine. Look at this. You can see it. Oh, look at that. Oh yes, Mary Berry, eat your heart out. Could you stick that in the right page? Stick that in the page. You get your nose down. Now I've got to try and get it in the fridge. But I'm really pleased with that.
This is Max. What's happened, Maggie? Are all your humans at home? All her humans are home. This is Hannah Camera. Mum is very much enjoying Christmas. Maggie has all her humans home. Don't you?
Well, good morning. We are on the 30th of December. And this is video in 2 parts. I'm still trying to do my runs. So I've been running this morning. Was struggling a little bit post-Christmas and post-cold and post-cold weather. But I'm out with the gruesome T-Sim. So I'm a bit odd because I tend to have a shower and hair wash before I go running. Because, I don't know. Did I blame the menopause for that? I think I'd blame the menopause for everything if I could. And I've not really suffered from it. So I'm in the woods. Dropped another one off. This is number 5. So I left the hold on a minute. Left the mouse trap in a dog package. Wanna come down here, girls? Come on, come on. They'll come behind me in a minute. I'm just gonna linger in the woods. They can have just a few minutes running. Here they come. I don't think Poppy's mastered the handbrake turn yet. I'm not gonna go all the way down to the bottom. So yes, it's a video of 2 parts really. The first part was very much Boxing Day. Keep putting my camera down, don't I? First part was Boxing Day. Second part is just going to be a bit of sewing. I have been sewing this week. I have been tacking together the tree skirt. I'm going to go back now because I just get home getting a bit cold. Tacking together the tree skirt, ready to sew it together. The orchid dress is still going. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go out on New Year's Eve now because people I was going to go to have not been very well. So I've got a few family issues. Some really good friends in another village. But I'm going to finish the dress anyway, just in case. And Melanie's poorly too. So it's been very quiet. Everybody's falling like flies. I'd hope to see with friends, but not tomorrow. Catch the dogs, and I am going to get these 2 girls back to the house because Rachel's on the way, and we're having a nice breakfast together. I'm going to go to the designer outlet and have a little shop, and then a little snatter and sew and a catch up. I haven't seen Rachel for over a month, so it's long overdue. So I said this was a mixed vlog. I recorded Rachel at the beginning on Boxing Day. I've got 15 minutes all edited and ready to go up.
Have you?
I have. Yeah. Then I've done nothing for 2 days because I've been very selfish. I've had some selfish time. It's most unlike me to have selfish time.
I've not done any vlogging. I've needed a break from it, to be honest. I've been vlogged out.
Vlogged out.
I'm going to vlog this dress though. I'm going to do.
She's wearing the most amazing dress. And I have recorded something on it this morning and she's got to include it. Otherwise, I shall include it in my next vlog after this one. Exit. Hold on a minute.
Is it the next one?
It is the next one. That is very, very, very confusing.
Yeah, it is confusing.
So we've just had a shop. We haven't had a shop for ages, have we?
Nope.
We have been to the York MacArthur Glen designer outlet, fought the traffic, and we've heard a rumour that bugweeds again. So here we are. Rachel has now gone home. We've had a lovely day together. We went to Bugweeds. Little picture here of Rachel doing some shopping in Bugweeds, wearing that beautiful new dress of hers. So what have I been up to sewing wise? Well, I have been sewing. I've done a lot of hand sewing. I've been tacking the tree skirt together. And the main reason for that is because I need to get these really crisp seams down here. What I've decided to do is I put it around the tree for Christmas, but then I've taken it up and I've tacked the seams together to make it easier for me for when I come to sew them together. And she says I've tacked them together, but I've just seen one and it's already coming apart, so I'm going to have to redo it. Yes, it's this one here. I've obviously not finished the top off properly. But when I was tacking it, I couldn't run it like that. It was not a running stitch, it was a stab stitch. So I was stabbing through, out the other side and coming back. And the reason for that is that when I was looking in the actual work, I could check that I was going through the double stitching, out to the other side, and then back through the other stitching, just to make certain that I actually had got the two seams, that I got the seam line between the two parallel lines. I've spent a long time doing this, and it's one of my projects. I want to finish this. And the reason I'm mentioning this now is for finishing projects is I'm just going to put a little template up here, and I will put a link in the description box below as to where you can get it. It's talking about next year. And next year, I am not doing a Make 9. I will come to that again when I do my review of this year. I was out running and I was thinking about Make 9. Wouldn't it be a good idea to have something else? Something that was a little bit more easily accessible, something that wasn't so onerous, something that allowed a little bit more flexibility, and you didn't have to feel, I've just said I'm going to make these 9 things and I'm going to do it. And I know lots of people have done lots of different variations of Make 9, and I know that some people like it. The problem with me is I'll look in my wardrobe and think, I don't like that. I don't need any more clothes, and I don't really want to make that, for Hannah at the moment. I want to do something for me, and I'll want to do something different. Now, my machine, as you know, does all the embroidery, and I do like a bit of embroidery, and I do like a bit of quilting, and I love making clothes. I just like sewing, whether it's by hand or by machine, and that's what I want to do. I want to sew. I'm going to make 9 things. I mean, I looked at my makes books ready for my review. I've got a lot of makes in there, and I've got makes that I haven't even mentioned yet. I've got makes that have been missed out of the book because I've just made them because I love sewing. So what I've done here is I have done a little challenge, and I have called it hashtag 2023 Sew Goals. 2023 Sew Goals. It's down the bottom here. And it is literally, it's going to blow up. It's going to be around for the next week, hopefully, and people thinking about what they want to do. And I'll keep posting it. It's 3 things, 3 sewing aims. And I have put down for me to enjoy my sewing, continue to enjoy my sewing, to challenge myself on something new. I don't know what it's going to be. It hasn't appeared yet. I've got an idea what I'd like to do, and I've already mentioned it to Lorianne because she pushed me for the machine embroidery when I was there last summer. And sometimes you need to be talking to a sewing friend, and that sewing friend to be saying, well, I'm doing this, and why don't you do that, and you could do the other. You've got those options there if you want to use them. L'Oreal does this thing called Kimberbell. I'll put the address in the description box. It's kimberbell.com. It's a form of sort of quilting come embroidery, all things rolled together. I'd love to have a go at that, but I'm sure there's something out there that's going to challenge me. And it could be that I saw somebody had answered the challenge on Instagram, and they put down make a swimsuit. I've never made a swimsuit. That could be my challenge too. I don't know at the moment what it is that's going to challenge me, which is why I've done this, because it's open. It gives you the chance to express yourself as you, to do what you want to do, and without being too prescriptive. And then my third one was not to have too many work, to finish one project before I started the other. She says with 2 projects there and a pattern test to do. Can't mention the pattern test. The pattern test is very exciting. It has to be done in the next 12 days. So that's that. So there you go. Sew Goals 2023. 2023 Sew Goals. Hashtag 2023 Sew Goals. I'll put a link to my Instagram account below, a direct Instagram link to the reel that I've done, if I can get it to work. And I'll put my Instagram address across the bottom there, put my Instagram address in the description box, and you can click on that and it's on my grid. But do tag me so I can see what your sew goals are, and I can then comment back to you. and other people can share. And then it says tag 3 sewing friends. You don't have to tag 3, you can tag as many as you like. But I've just said tag 3 to start it, and it was just a bit of fun. Now, the other thing is my lovely orchid dress. I've had a real good go at it, and I'm really pleased, because one of the things I wanted to do was to experiment. I wanted to go away from the instructions and try and do the burrito slightly differently. And I actually did it because you could get access through the armholes here. I managed to burrito it by finishing off the side seams here for the front of the garment, and I caught those in, and then I managed to sew up the shoulders with both parts of the yoke in, catch in the front, and then go round the neck, wrong, and down the other side, pulled it through, and it was absolutely perfect. And I've been able to finish it off with double top stitching. So I've got a lovely 2 rows of top stitching all the way around the neck, down the front, and across the back of the garment as well. Where's the back of the garment? There it is. You won't be able to see it. Can you see that? There it goes. Can we see across the back? There, I've got my 2. Across the front of the garment, I've only got the 1 here. I could go back and do that, but I think I might just leave it as 1, because it might not work quite as well, because it would stop a bit short. So excuse me. So the next thing I need to do for that is I'm going to pop the sleeves in. Whether I do it tonight or not, I don't know. I've got the skirt all prepped here, ready to go and ironed. And what I've been using is my tailor's clapper. These things. The wooden tailor's clapper. So I've been ironing my seams, and I've been rubbing them with this just to get them to go extra flat, and it's been absolutely fantastic. I've had to use it a lot, obviously, on the quilting. But the lovely thing about this particular skirt is, she says, holding it up really carefully, because I've got the pockets in and all pinned at the top, is here you've got this, where's the front feature gone? Here it is. Front, you've got a lovely little opening. Now I am going to top stitch this down, and I will do it from the top, but I will only use the one stitch, I think. I don't know, I might use 2, I don't know. What do we think, 1 or 2? But it has a lovely feature that comes up here at the front of the orchid dress. There it is. I'm trying to hold it up for you. Can you see that little diagonal thing? Just there. So once I've got the hem turned up and everything, it will look absolutely stunning. But it's a dress that's taken a little tiny bit more thought. It's an intermediate to an advanced pattern, and I've really enjoyed doing it. So I don't want to push myself on doing that too quickly at all. So those are the 2 things I'm up to here. Now there's one more thing I wanted to show you, and that's a Christmas present from Hannah. And as you know, Hannah went to Mood, and she bought me my Christmas present from Mood. She's bought me this beautiful, it's quite loud, and it was, you know, I showed it to Rachel, and we were both thinking, is it me? And you know, the more I think about it, the more I think it will be me in the summer. And Hannah told the lady in the shop that I'd probably make a slip dress with it. So it's a polyester crepe. It is a Balenciaga print. And then Hannah and Michael went past the Balenciaga shop and saw this particular print in a fleece on their Christmas display. So they were absolutely delighted. My son-in-law was like, how much fabric can any one shop sell? And he was like, where do I go? What do I do? What do I do? Where do I go? But there you go. They had a ball. Hannah went to Mood. She bought those for me. I have got my Mood planner here. And when I start to review 2022 for my makes, I will be moving into doing my next set of plans in this particular planner. And I think that that would be the time to share that planner with you. I do like to have a glass of wine, but at the moment I just fancy a bit of a mint tea. Now then, the other thing I wanted to share with you was the billy dress that I made for my daughter-in-law, whom you saw earlier in the vlog. I decided to make Rachel a billy dress for Christmas, and I whizzed it together beforehand and I popped it in my vlogs, and she absolutely adores it. absolutely loves it. So I'm really, really pleased about that. That she has a dress that she likes. Now, on that note, I'm going to say thank you so much for watching me during 2022. I have appreciated every comment, every like, every view. It is so kind of you to take your time to watch my channel. It means so much to me. Setting up the channel was a bit of a challenge for me, and it was, people were saying, you've got to go for it. I've gone for it, I've done it, and I'm not going to stop because I really enjoy doing it. I feel as if I've got contact with people in other parts of the world that I wouldn't have had contact with before. It's opened up doors for me that I would never have thought would have opened. So I feel humbled and honoured that you have taken your time to watch and support me. So this message comes from my heart. Thank you so very much indeed. Thank you for the coffees and the generosity of giving me those. That means so much to me. And I have put together there is a plan that I have, and it's a little small wall hanging quilt. And it's a project I have bought online, and I have bought the fabric. And I will talk to you more about that when I have finished these two projects, because that's one of my goals for 2023, not to start something till things are finished. And I've got the orchid dress, the tree skirt, and my pattern test to do. Then I can start on the quilt. So for now, I'm going to say a happy new year. I do hope you enjoyed the intro that I did to wish you all the very happiest of 2023s. So from me to you, thank you for watching. Have a very happy new year, and I will be back next week with my review of 2022.